So just looking at these amazing shoes. So these are 2021, 2022 shoes which were LEDs. I've now fitted them with the EL panels in there. So you've got EL panels in here and in here. And when you have a look at the straps, which there's nothing wrong with these straps that come with the shoe, they're just not the same. If they don't light up, it's just not the same. And I've gone to the effort, of installing the wiring loom as well for the third light for the night panels. So I said to James, let's just go for it. Let's buy some straps and fit them. So normally I would modify straps on the AliExpress shoes by basically cutting them open and inserting a panel. On these ones here, you can't cut them open because they're so thin. They're completely bonded all the way along and they're pressed. So these ones here are basically just for decoration purposes. You can't modify these unless you want them looking crap and really bodged, which isn't what I like to do. So the option was to go out to Air Mag King and on Instagram in the UK and buy some straps. So I brought a pair there and another pair there, which I've taped up for a future project. With these ones here, these are from the 3.1, so they are from a different design of shoe. So they don't go straight on, obviously. So what I had to do with these to make these work is, first of all, you'll see there's a difference on here. So that's how they are. So they end there, so they don't have a loop around them. So you have to bond them straight onto here in 2 positions. The wiring's nice and neat, so you take the connector off, and with the wiring you have to either solder on a connector from a spare loom, or you can just solder it on directly to the 2 wires and heat shrink. So that's the wiring that I fitted on there, and that's in a previous video. That's where the original switch used to be. So that's that. So I'll probably just solder them straight on. I can't bond these to the shoe because if you bond these ones to the shoe, you can't get the straps in this end when you want to sort of latch up the shoes. On the 3.1, this bit here is different. On these replica ones, it's different basically as well. So you have to have this piece here loose like you do originally, or the AliExpress shoes. That's why I can't bond that onto there. So that part there is easy. This part here you have to extend. So when you then go to fit that strap like that, you'll find that this piece here is too short. So what I've done is I've basically extended it by 2.5 centimeters, and I've got the pen in there because I've double layered it with vinyl, and I'm just keeping the shape of it whilst it glues and bonds. So what I've done is I've cut one whole piece there, which is about, I think it's about 15 centimeters or so, something like it was, to wrap round to there, wrap round the other side, give me, when that's flat, give me 2.5 centimeters of extension there, which for this particular pair of shoes is what was needed. And then I put an extra bit of vinyl just on the inside there, you can see, just to add some sort of strength and rigidity and all that sort of stuff. So honestly, once those are in place now, they look top notch. Now the final part for those is I need to get some Velcro. So you can see here that if you don't have Velcro on, obviously this whole strap is just going to fall down and you can't bond it, so you have to have Velcro. So I'm going to go out today and try and purchase some white Velcro, and then I can then basically, assuming this is the right shoe, put a bit of Velcro on here, and I might put a bit of Velcro on here. I probably will expect. I'll just see how it looks, because obviously this is what keeps it all not looking saggy and wonky when it's actually on the shoe when you're wearing it. So yeah, a lot of extra, basically, simply put, a lot of extra work to do these. A couple of hours of work to modify and do these, but it's going to be worth it once they're on and they're lit up. They're going to look way better than these ones. And to be honest with you, these are way better than the AliExpress ones, because obviously they're super neat, but then again, you're paying money for these ones rather than pretty cheap for the AliExpress panels. So yes, I'm liking those a lot. So great stuff. So thank you, Air Mag King, for these quality straps. And yes, I shall go and get some Velcro and get those on the shoe. Nice one. Right, a quick follow up on the straps then. So next stage. So I just went out to the fabric shop and purchased the Velcro, which I've obviously glued on now, held in place by these pegs. So that should be good, and also I've held it in place with my usual 60-second glue. So hopefully that glue is good enough to bond the Velcro really strongly to the leatherette. Obviously, once it's dried out properly, I'll be able to see by taking it on and off the shoe a few times, and then I need to then see if I need to get a specific, fabric glue that's, if it's not suitable, basically. I don't know, but hopefully it'll be alright. But yeah, that's looking really good. And as you can see now, I'm now soldering it. So I've got the soldering iron out. All the bits and bobs. Again, you need a whole ton of these. And what I've done basically is as you can see there, I've not cut off the connectors that came on the ends of the wires. And what I've managed to do is I then poked this connector here inside of this connector, because it literally slots in, and then I put a dash of solder on each one to keep it in place. Obviously I could have cut them both off and then soldered together, but I thought, well, at least this technique here, it's going to be nice and sort of, it's going to be probably stronger overall. Then I can double heat shrink it as well with this in a minute, and then, you know, if in future, you know, we need to unsolder for any reason, then they can be. So that's kind of like my thought process, and I'm hoping then some of this then can be tucked downside into the shoe. If not, it'll just be hidden behind here anyway. So either way, it's better than having a bulky connector behind there. That's definitely the best option rather than the bulky one. Cool. Right then, yeah, so that's all soldered there, and obviously it's broad daylight, so you can't particularly see, but let's just switch this on. Yeah, and get the idea. And obviously the panels are on the side there. Okay, so that should look good. So I'm going to leave this now for a good few hours to let this glue here dry off for the Velcro, and then really, if that works well, then I can do a bit of neating up, and then otherwise this shoe is done. Cool. So yeah, a lot of extra hours to do this, but it's good fun, and it's clean basically. So it's yeah, it looks cool. Nice one. Right, yep, both are done, as you can see. I haven't obviously secured them yet because I'm still waiting for the glue to absolutely go off on here, because this is just sort of slight concern that the glue I've got, you know, might not be strong enough to hold the Velcro onto this very, very smooth leatherette. But yes, you can see that they're on and looking really good. Let me just turn them on like that. Yeah, absolutely great. So again, these Air Mag King straps, extended by me here 1 inch, and obviously soldered by me both ends on there, heat shrunk, all that sort of good stuff. Yeah, lovely. So yep, hopefully in a minute you'll see, well, I'll say it in a minute, in a second, but technically about 6 hours later, you'll see them fitted on the shoes, and hopefully the Velcro is all good. Cool, cheers.